Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today we're at Adrian's place and we're going to be filming this beautiful sunlit river tank. This is the first time I've ever seen a tank like this, used like this, and it looks absolutely amazing.
Thank you.
There's some really cool things about this tank too. We're gonna go through the entire setup. We're gonna cover everything top to bottom. So if you wanna set up something like this, we're gonna pretty much show you exactly how without tearing it apart and redoing it. Adrian's filmed the setup on his channel and you can go and watch that. I definitely recommend watching that if you're interested in this tank because you can get even more information about it.
Oh mate, I'm excited to take you through it. I think it'll be fun. I put a lot of thought and effort into it, and it's actually nice because I don't have anyone in my house that cares to have someone actually come and take some interest in it. So yeah, let's go and get into it, eh?
Definitely. All right, I'm really excited.
Beautiful.
I have so many questions.
Good.
Now the sun's out. Yeah, wow. It is such a nice tank, man. I want to start out with the story of the tank. What happened? How did you even come upon doing a project like this?
I was either going to get a 6 foot, possibly an 8 foot, but a 6 foot across the front here and have a different sort of style of sunlit tank. And I was just on Marketplace and kept my eye out for it. And then I just came across this. It had only been up for 1 day type thing, I think, as far as I remember. Messaged the lady, I had to drive, I think it was about an hour and a half, Brisbane West, to go and get it. And they had a little fish room. She actually was, I think it was a husband that was a subscriber to the channel, which was pretty cool. And I got it all into the ute, inside, outside, on top. And I brought it home. As soon as I saw it, I knew I wanted it. It was just perfect. It's got a sump underneath. And I thought, yep, that's exactly the style of, or the size of the tank that I wanted there. And the style's even better with that flow. So from the minute I saw it, I knew I wanted to do a river tank. I knew I wanted to make it as natural as possible, like the rest of my tanks, and have stuff growing out the top of it and have some cool fish, because I know someone who's got a cool fish shop that supplies me cool fish.
Yeah, we did stock all the fish. Well, we stocked these, right?
Yes. So I've got 5 of those from Ross, 10 of them are from you, and I think the rest of them are from you or me, like the Corys were.
Yeah.
Some of mine.
Neons are mine?
Neons are yours, yep.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they're the ones when I got the 30, I think it was. Or maybe it was 20 of them in the one go, and that we've done a video on that anyway. So they're all from yours, and including the whiptails, which is fantastic. I'm in love with them, and I had one issue with them, which I'll show you when I get around to the other side. But no, it's turned out really well. I think you probably get a good view whilst the sun's not on it. And I know we took a lot of footage before. Look how beautiful he is. It's when you get the subtle sunlight is when the fish colours come out. When it's full on sun on the tank, then they tend to hide in the shade, which is really interesting and really a cool behaviour. It's obviously a natural behaviour. They find areas where they feel comfortable depending on where I am in the fish room. It just seems, for me, like this dude here displaying, that's a girl here at the moment, and he's displaying to her since the sun's gone. You know, they weren't doing that when we were doing the B-roll before, you know. So
you see them in the middle, yeah.
And unfortunately, I lost a few of them. I did tell you the story, but basically this whole system operates on a sump, which I'll show you, but the overflows for it are these guys here. And I've got the initial sponge in here. You'll see it's starting to dirty up, but basically I had it halfway and I had it tight enough, I jammed it in, and then this, because I was getting a gurgling sound as it was, you know, sort of filling up and having a gurgling effect. So I thought, oh, well, I'll take half the sponge out, I'll leave this as a void, and then it worked fine. But what happened is it obviously got full, and I didn't clean it enough, and then the sponge dropped down to the bottom, which meant that the top of the sponge, there was no water. The water was flowing over. This amount of water, or this gap here, was enough for fish to go over. So I lost 4 or 5 of these guys. I unfortunately lost one of the whiptails and 2 of the orange Venezuelan Corys in there, unfortunately, as well. So I was pretty devout about that, and we talked about that earlier, about how devastating it is when you do something so simple but stupid. You know, and but I mean, hindsight, of course I should have put some sort of, you know, spacer in there. But it was just amongst everything else, it was just one of those things, and it got missed. And I thought, oh, I'll get to it, I'll clean it regularly, and it just didn't happen. But I was devoed. I was, especially, I think I text you even when you were away, and I was pissed about the whiptail. But
it's just what happens.
So what I've got now is bio blocks in here, so it can't drop down again. I've designed it because, of course, when these come as the you know, in the pet shops, these overflows are just glass, and these screens I put on there from another pet barn tank that I got. What I decided to do was cover the whole lot with silicone, and just your normal roof and gutter silicone you get from Bunnings, because I know someone asked what sort of silicone. I didn't do the aquarium stuff. I never have, to be honest. Yeah. Never had a problem. And then I got the natural river gravel that I got out of my creek, and I just pushed it into, and I've got some footage of that on the channel on how I built it. But basically for that, and up the sides as well, so I can sort of hide in, like this one, for example, is just a hide rock. So it's, you know, it hides the gap there, which would be, you know, quite conspicuous. But, you know, once you take that and you sort of soften it with a rock, it tends to fit in. And what I wanted to be able to do is not have to pull each rock off to get to the sponge. Yeah. So for me, what I've done is plants that I've used pothos. You can see how the roots are hanging in down here. All I do is I just pull that over there, and pothos doesn't care where it goes. Yeah. There's a little bit of the Ludwigia there. And I usually just pull this out.
French moss.
Yeah, I'll put that.
Well, no, Spanish moss?
Spanish moss, yeah. But you see, I've actually put all of this together in one go.
Ah, yeah.
So I can take it off, and I've siliconed it all together, same silicone.
Yeah. How strong do you reckon that's
pretty good.
Super strong.
Yeah, pretty good. Like, I mean, it's a good seal, and again, I sort of carry the weight of it as I'm moving it, but that allows me then to pull the sponge out and just treat it like a sponge filter, and give it a clean out, and away you go again, you know? Yeah. But again, with in the fish shops, or you know, you get to see all this as glass and all the rest of it, I thought, how can I hide it? Yeah. You know, without it looking too fake. Yeah. Look as natural as possible, but make it as easily accessible as possible as well, you know?
What a shame, though, that they fell. Hey, whatever. That's what happens.
It is, unfortunately. What can you do? And like, you know, hindsight's always 20/20, isn't it, really?
So I'm trying to figure out exactly how this setup goes. Yeah. So do you want to show us pretty much everything with how you set up the filtration?
I will. It's pretty simple too.
It starts with a pump, does it?
Starts with a pump, yep. So yeah, where that drains into, you see the pipes drain into, so they come from underneath into this first chamber.
Yep, so they overflow
down here. Down here. There's a pipe in here, goes across. Yep. And then the water comes out of those two. There's one for either side. Yep. And then I've got some bio balls in there to get into the nutrients and bits and pieces. Overflows from there, goes through some filter floss, and it's due for that's been in there since day one, by the way, so it doesn't get very dirty. Goes through that. I've got another layer of sponge. I've got it held off the ground with some more sort of bio media. I just some gutter guard rolled up, and then it goes up out of there into the final chamber with a heap of bio media, and then I've got a heater in there as well. And you'll see I've split it, the pump there as well. So the big one goes up to the stand, the pipe stand that I've got in the middle that supplies them a lot of the water. But in fact, I think a lot more water comes out under pressure of the hose, which comes out of the, I'll show you up here, out of the waterfall. There's a plastic stand pipe that goes up here, connects to a T, and then comes out of that pipe there, that PVC pipe. Yeah. And I didn't want to see that, so I've got a bit of timber in front of it, and I stacked the rocks. But see, I got the Sawasatang. We're talking about how much Sawasatang I've got there, and I'm going to give you some before you leave. But I stuck it in, but doesn't it look good growing vertically like that? And I just pushed it in, and I haven't done a single thing to it. And then it sort of filled that space in like it's, you know, you wouldn't tell that there's one of those exact white pipes, stand pipe going directly through.
I even love this here. Is that Mondo grass?
So that's Mondo grass, yeah. Yeah, I thought I'm sure I can grow that in water, and I can.
Wow,
so,
yeah.
And that's been there, for, you know, since the tank's been set up, but it was also in one of the ponds I had outside. Yeah. You know how scared the fish were before? Look how they're out checking out what you're doing now, because it's getting up close to feeding time.
Yeah, they're getting hungry.
So the water that comes out of the 1/2-inch pipe, you'll see coming out here. So firstly, it overflows when I want to overflow the system. This is the outlet, the outlet here, which I'll show you. It goes into the drain, which then goes into the IBCs. But this is the 1/2-inch tube from the pump, and it goes up. And here I can control it. You can see it's fully open at the moment. And that's what comes out of the little waterfall here that I've got.
Yeah.
And that was just a bit of, fake rock background that I had in another tank. I just bent it around, screwed it in position so it's solid. Threw some air plants on it, some moss. Anywhere there was a wet area, I put the moss and it's grown. It's basically just, it's just kicked on. I like that it provides that height too for this tank as well, because if you just had that water coming out of there, it wouldn't feel as natural.
Yeah.
As natural as it can be in a glass box, but I'm going for that naturalistic sort of a feel for it. The spath film grows, ridiculously well in water there. You can see it's flowering.
It's just loving that light.
It loves the sunlight, yeah. This is a travelling iris out of the top of it here. This is another, is it a monstera or a...
That's a mini monstera?
Mini monstera, yeah. It's Swiss cheese or whatever they call it with that in it.
That's grown really well actually up there.
It is, isn't it? Just some spider plant. But I love the way the roots look.
Yeah.
And here the tetras are always in there, in that sort of spawning type mode. And I put this over here too, because it sort of kind of looks like, when it's just sitting there, the roots coming through from the Mondo sort of, I'm trying to sort of blend it with this from here, like the roots have gone down and through. But this,
oh yeah, I see.
What I like about this tank is look at the Amazon sword that's about to break the surface.
Yeah, wow.
So, it's off one of the
runners.
mother runners, and it's just sitting there, but it's got its roots into that one. And then I just got moss. Anywhere there was moss, any wet areas, I've just been putting moss and different stuff in there. And it's pretty simple to take care of, to be honest. Especially the plant side of things, they love, as you've seen the sun coming on already, they love that. Oh, one of the things I got to show you, which I love, is so each inlet has got different flows. Obviously, that's got the bar across there and the little one from the top. So you've got this sort of pretty steady, even flow. This one's got a few rocks in it, and this one's sort of broader. But if you come around this side, you can see the difference between where this is quite flat on the ground, and you see, and there's cories in all three tanks, but that's quite flat, and you get this quite a gentle sort of a flow going through here. Look at the way this is coming down, but the way it's actually disturbed the sand, and the way it's pushed the sand up down there at the bottom, and it's also caving, like that rock, it's washing around that rock. That rock was buried at one point in time. So, that flow, it's just completely natural or naturalistic as to what it's doing. And then when it moves down to this one, because I've got the rock base, you'll see it's coming in on a diagonal here. I've got a little channel through here, and it's actually coming out through that channel.
Yeah, it's so cool. I love looking at it from this angle.
Yeah,
I love the use of like the really, some people, I feel like people don't appreciate neons enough.
No, agreed.
And like this just shows like such a cool way of using them. Like,
well, your neon tank inspired me to put them in here, right? So because you've got the largest neons I think I've ever seen.
Piranhas, yeah.
But the ones that you got in, and you got them out of quarantine for me, were just brilliant. And I haven't lost any of those guys from being ill. I think I had one jump out. Oh, I didn't tell you, but the Serpe tetras, when I put the first lot of neons in there, they just thought they were prey, and I fed them before as well, but they just went nuts and chased them. So I had to catch the 3 neons I put in. I had to get them out. So I split. I've got neons in both end tanks, and the rummies in the end tanks as well. Yeah, they're like little vicious little piranhas. So anything that goes over the falls is going to get smashed. That's why I want to put another 10 in there.
Yeah.
Have like 25 Serpes in there just going nuts, and then get a whole heap of mosquito larvae.
Yeah, that'd be so cool. Have you got mosquito larvae going right now?
I do have some out the back, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I've got some green water too.
But yeah, these Serpe tetras.
Nice looking, aren't they?
Yeah. So nice.
And I'm thinking if I put a mop in the top in the flow and also mops on the ground, I would get them to spawn, I reckon.
They're probably already spawning, hey?
Oh yeah, I think so.
Like
because they get up in the spider plant roots. and you can see them ripping out of there, and the boys fighting in there, and
Look at them go right now.
yeah, I think
They've got good behaviour.
especially when you get a group of them, and you'd notice this in your tanks, even though it's in a shop, is that you get a very different behaviour when you got a group of 20 of something as opposed to 2, you know?
Yeah.
And they do definitely feel safer in numbers. They do definitely feel safer in the shade rather than the sun when the sunlight's on them.
We have customers who buy like 2 or 3, and then we always push them. We're like, come on, just get like 10.
More, yeah.
Like,
yeah.
like I know you don't like, just wait up and save, because it's better to get them all in one go.
Well, they're doing not only the fish a disservice, number one, but they're doing themselves a disservice. Like if you bought 2 neons, it's not the same as buying 10 neons, is it? And you know, the school of neons looks way better than having the odd, fish darting in and out of the.
We try and do
weeds.
good deals on 10, because like that way it's
a good number. Yeah. It is a good number.
No, and I love the way this tank looks like when you look at it from this way as well.
Yeah, and we've been watching it change for a few hours with all the different sunlights and how it comes in on different angles.
Because the thing that's cool about this tank is you can get it 360, but I'd say you're probably meant to look at it from this side, but like during the day you come out and you're like, you get to, walk up your driveway and you go, oh, that's right, cool. Yeah, I have a Sunlit river tank here.
Yeah, I definitely designed it for 3 different perspectives, 3 different views. Well, 4 actually, because one's up the actual, like I had that in mind, which you'll see if you look up the river. I've got the logs broken in relatively, you'd say, uniform, I guess, following a little bit bonsai rules, where you've got 3 logs, 1, 2, and 3, and they're not evenly spaced. They're slightly different, but they also look like they're going in the same direction, but there's enough of a gap between here and here and here and here to actually see that, oh, that gives perspective. You look at how branches have washed and how they've gone in. So this was the first one I got. This branch was on the side of the road just down the corner. It had broken off a tree, and I was driving past and I went, you know what? If that's there this afternoon, I'm going to get that branch, and it's going to be in the river tank. And then I drove home that afternoon. It was there, so I thought, done. So I didn't even soak it. It was just as it is. I put it in. I put some rocks around it, and it fitted perfectly. I felt like, no, that's where that needs to be, And then I built everything around that as the framework. And one of the things I did, a total experiment, I guess, because I hadn't done it on this scale before, but I put those same silicon and rocks there, I put on the back walls. You probably see all right from this side. So you see these guys are all stuck onto the glass. Yeah. So for me, it's like a natural riverbank type thing that's being, eroded and washed away, that's got pebbles in it, and, each time it gets sort of eroded. I didn't want to see glass. I didn't want to see any of the, the backing on there at all. So I thought, okay, I'm going to see how that goes, and I'm really pleased with the way it came out. I had no problems with it. I did get a really interesting white algae or fungusy thing over some parts of it for about 2 weeks, but then it totally disappeared. And then I got a different yellow sort of fungusy algae thing, same thing, couple of weeks disappeared, and I just did regular water change. I didn't do anything with it. And then I found as it stabilized, I just haven't had any algae issues at all. The 2 whiptails are doing a great job at keeping the glass clean.
Yeah, I love how they just sit there. They sit in the moderate flow area.
Yeah, and it shows they're comfortable to come out and do that, this time of day. And
I'll definitely give you some more of them. I really want you to get them breeding.
Yeah, it would be awesome. I'll have to work out once they're a bit older if they're boys and girls. And do I need to put a cave in there, or will they have enough space in there to find,
They spawn on the glass.
Okay.
Yeah. They will spawn on glass.
Yeah, I do remember now. You're seeing yours up there, I think, because they spawned one time when I was up there.
They'll probably spawn like on the front here, I'd say.
Yep.
Just somewhere where there's just a bit of flow going. Like they're not too fussy.
Do you want to know how I did the water changes?
Yeah. Tell us how you do the water change.
So
I didn't know it was connected, actually. I thought it was manual. It's part of your automatic system?
It is. I've got a 1/2-inch irrigation tube attached.
Here. Yeah, that goes into the sump?
No, so that's the one that goes to the waterfall.
Okay. Yep,
the other one is actually up here, so you might not see it.
Oh, and
but
it
it
goes
goes
into
in
the
up
top
here.
corner.
Yep, and it comes into this manifold here. I've numbered and named them.
Yeah.
But that bottom one on the left-hand side over here is the waterfall tank.
Yep.
So for me, to do a water change is really as simple as, well, I can't get past your camera to get to that. But yeah, you can. This is the things you have to do. This red one goes to the other side of the room. This green one goes to this side of the room, and I've got it on a timer. But basically, I would turn this valve on, which now charges that side of the room.
Yeah.
Over here, I did have one beer in the fish room, by the way. So this is the first manifold. So this one goes to the sump. This one is the 6-footer here. This is the 5-footer up here. This is the 6-foot manifold, the whole manifold that we've just gone over there and seen. The 3-foot rack behind me, and then the silo side tank over there. So all I do is I turn this one on to the 6-foot manifold here, off, on. It's actually quite simple, but it's also quite simple to flood the place if you don't know what you're doing. Anything with the overflow like these ones is really easy.
I just wanted to know as well, what are like the dimensions and how big is it?
We can get a tape and check. I'm pretty sure they're 600 by 600 individual tanks. So 1800, so 1.8 meters and whatever that converts to.
Yeah, in feet or whatever.
Inches and feet, yeah. So, but 6 by 6 by 6. And then I think they just go up in about 50 to 60 millimeters. Each tank gets taller, but the same footprint.
Yeah.
On each one.
Someone would have to build this if they wanted it. Like you kind of just got lucky that you found it.
Yes and no. So,
do you know anywhere that sells this?
Pet shops sell them, like, as in existing ones that are going out of business. So that's the best way to get them because they're way cheaper, but it's a hit and miss type thing. But no, certainly glaziers would do a custom order to build something like that. What it would cost, I don't know. A lot, I'm guessing. But so I paid, it was either 200 or 250. I can't remember now. It was that long ago, but it was, the whole shoot and match, and I hit, jackpot type thing, But I did with these ones as well. So those 4 Pleco towers there, you've seen Pleco towers before. But that whole thing, I got up at 5:30 one morning and I was just outside having a cuppa. It wasn't religious for me to do it, but I was pretty regularly looking for a tank for my neighbour for the 6-footer. I got on at 5:30, Pet Barn up the road was shutting down. They're redoing their fish room, so they're getting rid of all their old tanks. They were all for free outside in the car park. And I'm like, this was the night before, and I was like, oh, I bet I've missed out. I'm sure I've missed out. But I'm like, do I go? What do I do? And I was sitting here, I thought, you know what? Screw it, I'm going to go. So I jumped in the car. I thought I only need 4 tanks and one of those towers. That'd be perfect. And there was a heap out there. And I pulled up, and the ladies were lovely. They come out and said, oh, you want some the stuff? I was like, yeah, I do. And there was 4 tanks and 1 rack.
Wow.
Just brilliant. So I got them all completely for free. But that's the thing is, I also got this early in the morning. You got to get up if you want to do it. You're really serious about it. Get onto Facebook Marketplace or whatever the local area stuff is every morning early, and you'll find them. Sometimes they're on there, like free. Other times you got to pay for them. But I'm stoked. It's one of my my favourite tanks. So without tooting my own horn, I love it.
How much do you reckon the entire project cost?
Well, I had so that was, we'll call it $250 just to be on the high end, right?
Yeah.
There was $14 worth of sand, and I had the pump. If someone was buying it, just the pump would be the cost.
Sam!
Goodness me, mate. You've come for a visit and now you're chasing my kangaroos. How rude.
He's definitely a bad influence on the other 2.
Yeah, who are inside, yeah.
Yeah.
They're in timeout from Sammy, which is weird for Ziggy.
Sam's crazy.
I don't know what we're talking about.
How much did it cost?
So let's say you had to add the cost of a pump on, but you can get them on Gumtree or Facebook Marketplace. So that was it, like $250. It was, I had all the plants I got from around the place or from people's places that I know, all the timber I got out the creeks, the rocks I got out the creeks, the plants that I had the background, the sump came with it. I had the pump already that a mate had given me just, in fact, it's exactly the same pump I've got on my saltwater tank. He gave me 2 of them. So thank you, Tom. Oh, it's silicon. So I used 2 tubes per background So what's that, 6? And then I probably used a tube between the two overflows. So 7 tubes, they're $7 each, you know. So even you said another, you know, sort of add on top of, I guess, another $50 and $100 for the sum, for the pump, you know, you're probably around that $400 mark if you had to buy the stuff. But I'd encourage people to go and do what I did, you know. I mean, you might have sand, you might have rocks. There's a creek around, I'm sure. Do that. And then, of course, the fish. Well, that's up to you what you put into it, you know. I luckily have a mate with a fish shop who looked after me on the price of the fish.
Yeah. But then I would encourage people to breed your own fish to throw in there too.
Oh, yeah.
That's even more fun.
If you were planning it, you could do that. Like, you could go and get, like, even just with the number of the emperor tetras I've got left, get them out, put into a tub, spawn them, knowing that you were going to put the babies into your tank, into this river tank, you know. Yeah, that colour gets me every time. I've never ever regretted buying these guys, and I was devoed, as you know. Did I mention I was devoed?
Oh, yeah. I was going to say, so do you want to go through every single thing that's in here, the plants and the fish?
Suossitane. It's a staple pretty much in my tanks.
Yeah.
There's the bulbitis, which I've been able to grow, you know, really well pretty much now in any sort of conditions that I've got it. Lit, unlit, heated, not heated.
Yeah, it looks cool from the top too.
It does, and I did design this one to be able to be looked, you know, down from the top on, so I can actually see them.
And then we got crypts.
So crypts, and I'm growing them pretty well, which I'll show you another tank around there in a second as well. But the crypts love them. That's like natural light. So I do have fluoros above, which I'll show you when we do shut the door. But it's the natural sunlight that they're getting in here, and I'd say. Like, it's still winter, so I've got the door shut. Like, it was 2 degrees here, I think, yesterday morning. I don't really open the door till 11-ish, maybe. And then depending on how cold it is, today it's not so bad. I leave it open till I close the room up about 5. But otherwise, I'll just leave it open for 2 hours just to get some sun in, and I'll shut the door again and put the heater on. But
I think the thing that you save a lot on is actually not having lighting.
Yeah.
Because it's mainly like, well, you get the effect of a really good aquarium light.
Yeah.
For free. It's solar powered.
Correct. Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, look at what it's doing to the plants. There's not one single plant in there that's suffering. There's not a plant species that I put in that didn't just not only survive but thrive. They're taken off. I've got Amazon swords as well. There's some thin leaf Java fern. I don't know if you can see that.
I'll come this way.
Come around this side.
And I'll have a sip of my beer.
Yep.
I love that thin leaf.
Don't they look good when they really bunch up?
These I'm just obsessed with.
Yep.
Look at that sunlight. There you go.
How's it look coming through that way? Can you see it up onto the? Does it just reflect onto it? This is that Valencia.
Yeah, that grows really well in your room.
Really well. Like, I've got it going nuts. Oh, he's out. Good. There he is. Hello, Dad.
They're like, for people who don't know, these are basically a bristlenose that's long. So if you ever see them at your shop, get them, because I think they're awesome. They blend in really well.
Great fish. They're not really shy. I was expecting to be way more shy, and first couple of weeks maybe, but like today, he, you know, it's getting around dinner time. He just comes out and says hello. You know, what are we eating? Doesn't matter what I put in there. He'll have a crack at pretty much anything.
That's
Mid flow,
awesome.
as you said, he's not in the really strong flow, but he likes that. He likes to have the movement around him.
And then we've got over here more of the same.
More of the same. I've got some different moss, but it's got some hair algae, which I'll probably end up ripping out of there.
Yeah.
But pretty much the same sort of, you know, things through there. That moss is another one. That's Java moss, which I've got in another tank up there that's growing really well. But see, you know how we were talking about Suossitane, and, you know, we'll talk about some of the other tanks, but look at that Suossitane. That's in a high flow. Look at all the oxygen around it and all the rest of it. And then compare that to some of the other tanks that I've shown you where I'm growing it, like with zero flow, almost no light. This is in high light with the sun. It's got full flow. It's one of my favorite plants, and I can grow it pretty much anywhere. And look, you can even stick it. I'll show you the other one up on there as well with a log, but you can stick it to timber, and then it grows nice and low in the high flow.
That's crazy. I reckon you might get whiptails spawning on the wood.
That'd be cool.
At some point.
Or, by the way, I've also got, there's hides behind each of these for the cories, which you can't see them, but you can see down the back in that area there, there's actually a hide where the gold cories sit. I did too good a job making somewhere for them to hide.
Oh, yeah. Is that where the gold cories are?
Yeah, that's where they are. They will come out when we feed though.
Oh, no. That's so funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
What a weird fish. All they do is hide.
Crazy, huh? And then yet the opposite for the albinos.
Yeah, I know.
Albinos are underrated. They are just one of the best cories to have. If you enjoy looking at cories and you enjoy their behaviour, get some albinos. They'll be out all the time. They're not scared. They're just a really personable, cory.
Well, look at this view.
Yeah, nice, isn't it?
Yeah. Fish-wise, we've got rummy nose tetras in here, albino cories.
I need to, by the way, see how the water's filling up here?
Yeah.
Because I've turned this on over here. So I need to turn that water off.
Yep.
Now, it doesn't matter with this tank because it's going to overflow into the tank. So I'm not into the tubs I've got outside the IBC tanks. So I'm not concerned about it. But that's how easy that is to do, water changes for me.
And these are red and blue Colombian tetras?
They are. And as you know, they get big. They get more colourful, I think, as they get a bit older.
These are from ours store as well?
They are, yeah.
Yeah, cool.
All right, that's the water change off. Oh. You put me through like an obstacle course every time, and I can do it without spilling my beer.
Do you like these tote bags, by the way?
Yeah. I love the new logo, yeah. The brine chimp, by the way, is perfect because it's for these guys. I mean, they're eating pellets as well, which is great, but I prefer to feed live food as well. So I feed them. I feed these guys baby brine shrimp every day. These ones over here. Yeah, no, mate, I'm stoked with that. Thank you very much. Haven't had this for a while, which is great, particularly for these bottom dwellers, right? Put some in here for these.
So what are you intending to feed this with?
So these will be orange Venezuelan cories.
Yeah.
These are gold laser cories.
The whiptails will love this.
Yes, yeah, they always come out, the whiptails, this time of day. And the tetras will eat anything.
How do you keep the algae down?
Man, it doesn't really grow. I got to say, the whiptails do a great job, and I just don't get a whole heap of it. A couple of little spurts of it, and that was away. But these are the guys as well. So I've got baby peps in here now, baby plex down there. I can't see if I've got baby 333s because these angels are just absolute hogs. Like, they just eat anything. As you can see, they'll just pick at that. So I actually have to feed this tank after dark to make sure that they get it. And then these top guys, there's actually one hanging out right there at the minute. He's a nice colour. But they make so much mess as they do. I need to probably spend some time getting the mulm out. But these are the ones that I have to do sinking pellets or something similar in every night. Because I've got more than 50 plex of each sort in each one. So,
See, they are loving it.
yes.
Oh, there's another whiptail.
Yes, that's the second one that's out of the three. Yeah, I see him every afternoon pretty much.
Oh, no.
Don't you love that?
Oh, no.
These ones go to the commonplex.
Yeah. Yeah, the pigs. So this will be good for all the tetras and stuff.
Oh, great. Little piranhas, huh?
Go around and eat all those little tiny pieces. They do love it too.
Oh, yes.
They go nuts for it. That bug.
Yeah, they're one of my favourites to feed these guys. They do that to the neons you put in there.
Yeah, I know. Well, yeah, man. Thanks so much for letting me come by and film the tank.
My pleasure.
I appreciate
Mate,
it.
it's always good to have you here, and I always love it when you bring me gifts. Food, but I haven't had this for ages. I'm so stoked to have it back in the room. Cool. It's very cool. But I'm really pleased that you actually like the tank. Come down, enjoyed it, hang out, have a couple of one beer.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. See you guys.